The third dimension of intelligence within the heart is life. Now, life is love in action. It's the hope of life to have meaningful experience, happiness, fulfillment, and continuity. Life has indwelling intelligence. Follow life, serve the living, and fulfill your love by following the pathways that life is revealing to you. There's a great wisdom in that simple process. This is why Yahshua told us, follow life and let the dead bury the dead. Dwelling on old mistakes is very costly. Life and the living will light your way and unfold your future. Instead of watching life through the rearview mirror, oh, I should have, that I could do that over again. No, look before you and behold the current possibilities with innocent perception. Innocent perception means I'm not dragging along a lot of regret, a lot of self-recrimination, self-flagellation. In practicing this, you will cultivate the inborn intelligence of how life works and how the love that you are can foster better involvements with it. Forgive yourself and others, for yesterday has already been lived. That's what is meant by the dead. They say, letting the dead bury the dead. Let the past go. Be here now and face the path in front of you. That's where your life is. Regard the present moment as sacred. In this, you will find answers to many problems that have baffled you. Respect life in all its ways as an unfolding of experience. Life is not behind you, it's in front of you. It is not history or a memory. Life is that which is birthing before your very eyes with every breath. Know that, and your intelligence will become a dynamic force rather than a stagnating body of knowledge with formulas for moral structure. So let's do a little exercise, a life meditation. There is a wonderful function on most computers nowadays when you are creating a document, such as writing a script. By clicking on it, you are allowed to hide invisibles or show invisibles. Now, invisibles in computer language are those structural guides which give shape to your text. That is, the spaces between words, the ends of paragraphs, the lines between paragraphs. Now, your life has scores of invisible guides giving shape to your daily script and keeping you on the path of your intention. We're going to do a very brief meditation, giving our minds this powerful function. Again, sit up, close your eyes, while breathing easily into your heart. Now visualize yourself getting up in the morning and going about your daily routine. Now, imagine you hit the Show Invisible button on your mind and you see your guides with you. Now, this could be human form or disguised as other people, pets, or even objects around you, like Walt Disney's talking teapot. You know, see all of the guides that are around you now, helping direct you for every step. Now, this may be a bit blurry for you at first, but as you breathe and trust your inner senses, the picture or felt sense will get increasingly clear. Now hit the Hide Invisibles button and return to consensus reality vision of yourself as you versus the world, trying to manipulate everything to meet your needs. Oh, this toaster isn't working this morning. And where did I put my smoothie mix? And what, okay. Okay, now, once again, hit the Show Invisibles button and see yourself dancing through your world in harmony with a flow that seems orchestrated by a celestial music. See and feel everything as alive and in concert with you. Back in the Hide Invisibles world, we would marvel at this and call it synchronicity, miracles. But here in the Show Invisibles world, it is just everyday life the way it is. Of course, I'm being supported and helped. As the poet Rumi said, operate as though life is rigged in your favor. There's people, things, guides, spirits all around you, helping you every moment. It's just the way it is. Finally, suggest to yourself that you will play with this new mental function over the next month or whenever you choose in the rest of your life to gain more and more delightful mastery. So open your eyes and bring your mind back to the room with whatever button you choose to press. The fourth dimension of intelligence within the heart is respect. As I mentioned at the onset, much of this comes from a book called Love Without End by Glenda Green. I'm adapting it to our work as breathworkers. To me, it has been truly a guiding light in terms of how I view my life and the support that I have surrounding me in it. So this fourth dimension of intelligence within the heart is respect. This is a word that has lost a great deal of meaning in our world today. Although in the Orient, respect is still a very important dimension of honor. I've always considered respect to be an aspect of protocol. Therefore, hearing it as an intelligence was curious to me. Yeshua's reflection on respect is it begins with respect for God, respect for yourself, respect for your brothers, and for all life forms. Respect is a point of honor, although it's a great deal more than that. Though we are all one spirit, each being is unique in love, purpose, and life. Unique qualities belong to each person and endow each person with abilities, freedoms, and responsibilities that may not be present for another. Each person and every aspect of life is irreplaceable. What you do not bring to the earth, no one else will. Respect begins with knowing that you and your Creator have a powerful covenant. And in that covenant are all the answers and resources you need to make your life work. Then you extend that right to others. This ultimately leads to knowing this will give you strength to release your worries. I begin to see each person as in my life with ordained abilities and gifts that no one else can give me. And I, by the same token, have gifts that they can receive from no one else. You see that how that ups the ante on our respect for each person? Not immediately obvious always what those gifts are. Sometimes the gift is learning what not to do, but it takes that faith that, no, there's something here before I just reject that person or run away or judge them. Listen, why has life drawn this occurrence with this individual to me today, right now? Some of these activities and events are trials that just must be accepted. We spend a lot of time worrying about what's going to happen, which doesn't necessarily make our life easier. The attitude of respect is what can make life easier. The part of life that you may wish to change will require focus and resolve, which you will not possess if you spend all your time worrying. Composure comes from respect for divine order. Don't complain, for that's a disrespect. Don't wallow in self-pity, for that is disrespectful of yourself. Why should a child of God feel sorry for themselves? That's the essence of denial. And in so denying, you see how disempowerment occurs in your life. Through respect for divine order, patience is cultivated. This brings knowledge of proper timing, and that in itself is a great intelligence. Often, other issues and other needs have to be worked out before your plans can unfold, before your place can be set at the table, so to speak. By respecting all things, and most especially divine order, you will attain peace and patience. Through this, you'll be directed to the most efficient use of your life so that you can experience self-respect to the fullest. The greatest act of self-respect is to honor the Sacred Heart as the seat of your covenant with God and your access to higher intelligence. You'll notice in your life there are people who seem to have that bearing about them. They're never in a rush. They're never pushy. They seem to follow an inner sense of timing, which is elegant and most efficient. We all have that capability when we respect ourselves and divine order. We tune into the Sacred Heart within us, and it gives us the forbearance that allows us to deal with challenges, misfortunes, or what would seem to be bad luck, and recognize the opportunities inherent in them. Let's do another exercise, respect meditation. Again, sit up and close your eyes while breathing easily into your spiritual heart on the center line of your body in the middle of your chest. This is your sacred heart, as distinguished from your physical heart, which is very close to it. Your sacred heart is your doorway to the invisible world of divine guidance, to that place of wisdom that is foreign to the puny mind, which is scared of it because it's beyond its control. So it tries to deny it or call it names like airy-fairy or pie in the sky. This is disrespect. Respect is simply honoring the truth beyond consensus reality that is unconditionally loving and accepting of us. That does not mean it does not support us in fully realizing our truth by patronizingly patting us on the head and saying, there, whatever you do is just fine. No, it has infinite compassion for who we really are, but does not invest in our pretenses of limitation or brokenness. Consequently, it may not support some of the best laid plans that are fabrications of our limited ego vision. Here's where it is hard to have respect for what does not always agree with our puny mind or fulfill its every wish, even when cloaked in seemingly noble intentions. So breathe into your sacred heart now with respect for its unrelenting loyalty to your path of ascension. Now extend that feeling of respect to the light beings that are your family, your community, and your world. Knowing that even though you may not understand their path or disagree with their mode of travel on it, you can unconditionally support who they are as children of God, trying to find their way back home just as you are. Now take a few deep and clearing breaths in your heart, holding the intelligence of respect, knowing that it's going to prevent untold painful conflict in your life if you truly embrace it and release the temptation to disrespect others, especially others that your puny mind does not understand. So come back to the room and give someone a virtual hug. See each person with the eyes of love, leading a uniquely fulfilling life in the fabric of humanity. Now, the fifth dimension of intelligence is honesty. The practice of honesty will reveal the power of innocent perception. Innocent perception was the sweetest part of all of Yahshua's teaching because it required nothing more than being alert with eyes wide open, like a child watching a caterpillar. He said that innocent perception was a crucial factor in all new findings because we must set aside our filtering concepts in order to discover what has not yet been revealed. It's also through innocent perception that we come into the presence of God. In Yahshua's words, you must become as children to enter the kingdom of heaven. Without honesty, there's no such thing as higher intelligence. In many ways, honesty is the summation of other dimensions of intelligence. For how may intelligence be even accessed except through the practice of honesty? How can intelligence be applied to life unless a situation is honestly evaluated? It's unfortunate that honesty is regarded primarily as a guideline for morality rather than an aspect of intelligence. Honesty brings solutions to every problem of life, as well as science, law, and social management. Honesty begins with the most simple question, what is it? Followed by a direct, uncensored answer of what it is. Here's where I find, tuning into my sacred heart, I can hear those answers with greater clarity, convincingness, a greater certitude than waiting for my mind to fabricate something clever. So the most dangerous person ever to deceive is yourself. For in doing so, you destroy your basis for honesty. Honesty is the foundation of intelligence, while dishonesty is the foundation of stupidity. The first step for any science, study, or project is to establish the basis for honesty and honest progression. Compared to that, theories are secondary. Now, if researchers had spent as much time establishing foundations for honesty as they have in proving theories, learning would have advanced a great deal further on Earth. The same is true for social management. For example, honesty is a crucial ingredient in formulating workable budgets, ventures, and productions. Many doors are shut to a dishonest person. Even if he could enter, he could not walk the maze of his own self-deceptions. This includes honesty about habits, relationships, ideas, careers, and plans. You are not going to go any further than honesty will carry you. Contemplations of honesty will open the chambers of your heart and opportunities in life which have been hidden from you. Let's complete this brief exercise affirming ways we are honest and how we're willing to grow in this intelligence. The challenge here is to be honest about how you actually have been honest and are willing to grow further in this intelligence. So this is an honesty inventory. And I'm going to ask you to go inside the chambers of your own heart and listen. I say, listen with the third ear. Listen with the wisdom of your heart, not your mind's chatter. So the first question you ask is, a way I have been honest with myself is. Just breathe with that a minute now. If nothing comes immediately, you may be complicating it. Let it be real simple. A way I have been honest with myself is. Okay. Secondly, a way I've been honest with others is. Again, ask the question, how have you been honest with others? Now, your mind is going to come in with all sorts of buts and you should have and you didn't. And set the mind aside and tell the truth. A way I have been honest with others is. Okay? Question. A way I have been honest with my planet is. A way I have been honest with my planet is. Again, the mind always goes to the opposite and wants to come up with ways I haven't done it. Thank your mind for doing the mind thing and ask politely to step aside right now. Your intent here is to see ways you might not even have been cognizant of. You might not have recognized ways I have been honest with my planet is. Go ahead and let them come to you. And finally, hold in your heart the question, how I am willing to grow in my intelligence of honesty is. How I'm willing to grow in my intelligence of honesty is. Okay, now you might want to take notes on this because the mind has its ways of establishing its old order that it feels safe with. In other words, the old illusions that it has created in order to try to create safety. The irony is that these illusions about ourselves are really the basis of unsafety.